Hello, good people. Happy holidays from wherever you're watching me from. I hope you're doing well. I'm also doing well. I'm back again with another amazing recipe, which is also easy to prepare. And in as much as it's a cake, we are not using the oven today. Yeah. So let's get started. Let's get into it. We have our eggs there. 6 eggs, we have 3/4 cup of oil, we have sugar, we have all-purpose flour, we have our lemon zest, we have our 2 flavors, which are vanilla and lemon. And so I'll just go ahead and grease my pan. I had already cut out my parchment paper, which I'll use. So I just grease my pan using a bit of Prestige margarine. Told you I always use Prestige. It serves as a best substitute for butter, but you can also use butter to do that, or even your oil that you'll use to bake the cake. So that's what I'm simply doing. Yeah, and I really enjoy doing this, by the way. I hope you're doing well these holidays. And I'll put some all-purpose flour in it. Yeah, as you can see, I'm just tapping the tin on my hands to make sure it's well spread out. And there we go, our tin is ready. We put that aside, and then we now start. That's just me dancing, by the way. We now start the baking. In short, now my working table was so crowded. That's our cooking oil, just 3/4 cup. Yeah, and I'll add sugar to that and give it a good mix. By the way, our table was so crowded, I had to just put some other things aside so that I can get some space on my working table. I gave that a good mix, and then it's time for the eggs. I'll put the eggs in one by one. Yeah, the one reason why I do that is just to avoid eggs have messed me up like 2 times while I had serious cake orders. And I had to repeat the whole process, just because I kept like 3 or 4 eggs in one place, and then the last one was spoiled. So that's what makes me use 1 egg at a time. I had to learn the hard way, but you don't have to, since now I've told you that eggs have messed me up. You don't have to learn the hard way. You could choose the easier way out and just mix your eggs in one by one. And also eggs tend to, how do I say this, to lock. Is it to lock or something? Ziwa zinashikana, for those who understand Swahili well. Yeah, so I'm done with my eggs already. You can see I didn't even have the space to put my curdled milk, but finally I have my curdled milk in a cup there, and I'll add, that is 1 glass of curdled milk. I'll add it and spare a little. You'll see why I did spare that little. And there I have a half tablespoon of lemon essence, because this is a lemon cake, so we have to use that. I also give that a good stir and whisk it well. As you can see, the more I'm whisking now, our sugar is well dissolved and everything is well dissolved. Now I'll take my flour, all-purpose flour, and add baking powder. That's my baking powder. I've labeled it, plus the expiry date so that it doesn't bypass the expiry date. So I'll put 1 tablespoon of all-purpose flour, of baking powder, onto my all-purpose flour. Then give that a good mix, and I'll add a half tablespoon of baking powder to my all-purpose flour also, which is what I'm just doing right now. Yeah, and also mix that in well, after which I'll sift my flour. Now mix the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients by sifting my flour in. I'll do it in 3 portions. I'll mix the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients in 3 portions. This is the first portion. I had to sift my flour to just remove to just make the flour aerated. Do I say aerated? Something of that sort. And then I'll give that a good whisk and mix that in. If you can see, I'm mixing that to one direction only. You won't see me turning to any other direction. You just be mixing to one direction, that is clockwise. I'll do the second portion. And also, now in the second portion, I'll add my lemon zest. I'll add half of my lemon zest, and I had squeezed fresh lemon juice from 1 lemon. I'll also add half of that and give that a good mix, still stirring clockwise. And this is the last portion of our flour and baking powder. I'll give that. Now that is the last portion of curdled milk that we had, the last portion of fresh lemon juice, and the last portion of the lemon zest. I'll put all those dishes away to just give our working table some space, some more space, because it feels better when it's spacious. And that's it. Our cake batter is ready actually to this point. So I'll just take the spatula. I'll add my vanilla essence. I really love vanilla essence for some reason. By the way, I really love it. So I added in the vanilla essence and then mixed that in with the spatula, still clockwise, in clockwise motions. I folded that in. Now I'm folding my dough, my batter, my cake batter rather, not the dough, cake batter. So I'll separate some butter into another tin, or rather into another smaller bowl. This is a smaller portion of the butter because I want to make some chocolate butter from the smaller portion. That's like half cups, two and a half cups, and I'll use cocoa or cocoa. That is 2 tablespoons actually, because I used the small cocoa spoon to add the cocoa into our batter. Those are like 2 exact tablespoons. Yeah, and I sifted that in the smaller portion of the batter. So that's it, and I mixed it well. That's after a bit of mixing, still clockwise, folding it clockwise. And it's finally time to finish up the second last step to baking our cake. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I don't want to talk much here, but I just want you to observe and see. I'll make a little bit of a pattern with the chocolate butter and other normal white butter. My hand was too much in the screen. I'm sorry for that. In the camera. Next time I'll position the camera a bit better where my hand won't be in the way. So that's it. That's simply it. Using a skewer, I'll make a bit of a pattern, as you can see, and then tap the butter on the table a bit to just remove the trapped air from the cake batter. Okay, so this step is very important. We'll be using our gas, and this is my sufuria and spoons, clean sufuria and spoons, because I don't have a stand yet. I have not bought a cake stand yet, but I'm on the process to buy it. I hope you can see how I arranged those spoons, because we need some space between the sufuria on the direct heat and our baking tin. So I'll cover that up for 5 minutes, after which, after the 5 minutes, we'll put our cake batter in this after 5 minutes literally, and let the sufuria heat up, and then I put my cake batter in. Ouch! That burnt me a bit. It was so painful, by the way, so painful. So I ended up making that. So you have realized that I've not placed my baking tin directly on the sufuria, because I have some spoons that are separating it from the baking tin from the direct heat. Then I simply cover that up, and it cooked for 50 minutes. Covered that up and allowed it to cook for 50 minutes. After 50 minutes, our cake was ready. You insert your skewer just to taste, to see if it's ready. If it comes out clean, we're good to go. And our cake is ready, all ready. Once bitten, twice shy. That's just me struggling to get the cake out of that sufuria, because I don't want to get burnt again. The sufuria already burnt me when I was preparing to put the cake batter in. You see, our sufuria is still clean and stainless, and our spoons are also stainless. So that's our cake. We'll allow it to cool, and after cooling, we remove it from the tin. Now, nothing gives me joy like this step right here. Oh my god, just fills me with joy. Just removing that paper fills me with joy. And there we go, our cake is ready and smelling so nice. That aroma, oh my. After the cake was completely cooled, I decorated it. I started decorating it, then I remembered I was filming this, and I had to film the last bit of the decoration. I'm actually using whipping cream, not whipped, yeah, but whipping cream. And so that was the process in short. That was the design I chose for this cake. And it was pretty simple. I'll just take this chance to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year 2022. May 2022 bring all the good tidings with it in your life. Whatever you are set out to do and to achieve, may you achieve it. And stay tuned for my next recipe, and let's have fun in the kitchen together. I'm looking forward to giving you cool and easy to try recipes in 2022 that will make you create amazing memories with friends, family, and your loved ones in general. So make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified anytime I upload a new recipe. I'll finish up on this cake and make sure I share it with my neighbors. I'll give them each a piece. Thank you for watching. Bye. See you on my next video.